change how we do things. We should choose the best people for jobs, not just our friends. We should not ask people to pay us bribes to build roads. We should not ask people for extra money to get their land certificate or to be attended to on a given issue. Real integrity is doing the right thing always, knowing that nobody is going to know whether you did it or not. Hello and thanks for joining us on another episode of The Eagle. My name is Aisha Muhammad.
Good day, Nigerians. As we all know, cybercrime is progressing at an incredibly fast pace. It is giving a bad image to Nigeria, affecting our economy, and draining the youth of this country. Let us work collectively against cybercrime wherever it is committed. I am Abdurrashid Bawa, Executive Chairman, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Stand for the right thing always. Thank you.
Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Abdurrashid Bawa, has called for good work ethics as an important anti-corruption measure among staff of the Niger Delta Development Commission NDDC. Bawa made the call in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, while addressing management staff of the NDDC at a two-day sensitization workshop for public servants. Abbas Abubakar tells us more.
Speaking on official corruption, cause, method, effect and remedy, the EFCC boss stressed that organizational goals could only be achieved if employees embrace good work ethics. He stated that corruption is a monster which, if not dealt with, will bring many organizations down. He advised that all employees should embrace good work ethics and perform their work with zeal and hard work. Bawa, who spoke through the Port Harcourt Zonal Commander of the EFCC ACE Aliu Naibi, said that even with good work ethics, corruption may still rear its head in organizations, and to tackle it, tough disciplinary measures should be put in place such that anyone found to have embezzled money or misused his office or any property should be handed over to the relevant authority for questioning.
Definition of corruption. Corruption has several meanings and definitions, but for the purpose of this lecture, we can simply define it as abuse of public office for private gain. So we should understand this as we go further. We should be able to understand why I decided to use this particular definition in delivering this lecture. When politicians misuse public funds, or when politicians grant job or contract to their sponsors or to their friends or families, if they are not qualified for that job or for that contract, is another form of corruption. When corporate entity bribe officials to get lucrative contract or jobs is another form of corruption. Then we have other forms of corruption that are many at individual levels. Misuse of official vehicles is a corruption. When you have official vehicle and instead of you to use it official for official work, you take it to your farm, you take it to your village, you give it to your wife to go and do a lot of things. It's a form of corruption. When you misuse office equipment, office materials, it's a form of corruption. When you appropriate public asset for private use, it's a form of corruption. When you partake in influence peddling, I know this, I'm related to this, I can get you this, I can get you that, all these are forms of corruption. But more importantly, abandoning project you started is a form of corruption as well.
Also at the workshop, Chairman Code of Conduct Bureau Professor Muhammad Isa spoke on asset declaration as a veritable instrument to prevent corruption in public service and stressed the importance of asset declaration by public officers. According to him, asset declaration is a tool to fight corruption, and public officers can only be measured on anti-corruption skills if their assets are declared. He also pointed out that unexplained wealth by public officers can only be assessed through the assets they declared. The workshop, declared open by the NDDC's Interim Administrator and Chief Executive Officer Effiong Okon Akwa, and was attended by directors and other management staff of NDDC. Abbas Abubakar Umar reporting for The Eagle.
The role of children and the youth in the fight against economic and financial crimes cannot be overemphasized. The EFCC, in its bid to catch them young and instill the spirit of integrity in the young ones, uses every available fora to do so. This was the case when pupils of Hamizak Montessori Academy Abuja paid a courtesy visit to the Commission's headquarters in Jabi. Here are details of their visit.
The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdurrashid Bar, has called on Nigerian children to shun all forms of economic and financial crimes at all stages of their lives. Bar made this call through the head of Enlightenment and Reorientation Unit of the Commission, Aisha Muhammad, when pupils of Hamizak Montessori Academy, Abuja, visited the corporate headquarters of the Commission in Jabi, Abuja, on an educational excursion. The chairman also advised them to always do the right thing, avoid cybercrime, and inculcate good morals and values that could help better their lives and the country as a whole. He also advised them to speak up when they see any form of crime happening around them, no matter how little.
Do you know what EFCC is? You don't? Yes? Okay, I want you to tell me. Those that said yes.
Economic Financial Crime Commission. Economic and Financial Crime Commission.
Yes, you try. Clap for her.
Economic and Financial Crime Commission.
Speaking earlier, an officer from the cybercrime unit of the Commission, Nwaka Daniel, taught the children the possible dangers and disadvantages of the internet. He told them how the internet is used to defraud people, especially when adequate security measures are not put in place, and admonished them to watch the company they keep. Daniel also advised them to be good models in the society and to obey their teachers and parents at home. Other officers of the commission took turns to speak to the children on how to be good citizens and stand for the right thing at all times. The highlights of the visit were a drama presentation, a mini exhibition of the commission's activities, and a tour of the headquarters complex by the pupils. Abbas Abubakar Umar reporting for the Eagle.
Now to conviction reports. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC Enugu Zonal Command has secured the conviction of a former manager with Sterling Bank, an accountant relationship officer with OHHA Microfinance Bank, Oliver Anidiobi, before Justice C.O. Aja of the Enugu State High Court Enugu on a 32-count charge bordering on forgery and stealing to the tune of 219 million naira. Ojochoktami Eche has the details of the court proceedings of this report and another on convictions of 16 internet fraudsters. Please stay tuned.
The defendant, former manager with Sterling Bank and account relationship officer of OHHA Microfinance Bank, Oliver Anidiobi, was arraigned on Tuesday, May 7, 2029, for allegedly using his position to convince the microfinance bank to deposit the said sum through him. He proceeded to fix the amount in a fixed deposit account and forged a deposit certificate to deceive the microfinance bank while he diverted the funds to his personal use. With the money, he built a block of 5 flats, acquired several plots of land along the Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway, an uncompleted 4-bedroom bungalow at Centenary Estate, Enugu, and also made an investment of 65 million naira in a Ponzi scheme called Let's Partner With You, owned by one Patrick Nwokike. In the course of his trial, the prosecution counsel, Michael Ani, presented 5 witnesses and tendered 75 exhibits, while the defendant testified for himself. At the last hearing on October 8, 2021, Justice Aja adjourned to November 2, 2021 for judgment. The judge held that the accused person did not deny or challenge the allegations made by the EFCC, stating that any evidence not challenged is admitted as true and that the evidence is strong and compelling to grant conviction. Justice Aja consequently convicted and sentenced Oliver Anidiobi to 4 years imprisonment on counts 1 to 14 without an option of fine, 4 years on counts 15 to 17, and 8 years on counts 28 to 32 without an option of fine. The sentences are to run concurrently. An estate valuer is to evaluate the defendant's properties at his village, Centenary City, Enugu, and Premier Layout, New Artisan, Enugu, to help determine their values so that they can be sold and the proceeds paid in restitution to OHHA Microfinance Bank. Ojo Chokutami Eche for The Eagle. In another development, the Enugu Zonal Command of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, secured 16 internet fraud convictions. The fraudsters were convicted in separate judgments by Justices F.O.G. Ogumbanjo and I.M. Buba of the Federal High Court, Enugu. 11 of the fraudsters were convicted and sentenced to various jail terms by Justice Buba. 9 of them, Franklin Chidera Owo, Chukwudi Nzube, Nwosu Victor Kosiso Chukwu, Onyebuchi Ebuka, Ozuma Chukwuemeka, Henry Christopher Francis, Eze Godwin Chibundu, Ikunze Armstrong, and Pascal Benjamin bagged 2 years imprisonment with an option of 1 million naira fine each. 2 others, Obodoichina Caleb and Prince Chukwuebuka Mmirikwe, were sentenced to 1 year imprisonment with an option of 1 million naira fine. In addition to the jail terms, one of the convicts, Eze Godwin Chibundu, is to forfeit his cars and restitute his victim, Emily Alvarado, to the tune of $5,000. The remaining 5 fraudsters, Lucky Uche Benny Hedi, Stanley Ifeanyi Nwankwo, Ebere Malaki, Benny Hedi Chiemela, Victor, and Chibueze Michael, were convicted and sentenced to a term of 1 year imprisonment with an option of 1 million naira fine by Justice Ogumbanjo, having pleaded guilty to the 1-count charge of impersonation and fraud brought against them by the EFCC. Ojo Chokutami Eche, reporting for The Eagle.
Travel booking scams are on the rise. You pay for your trip, then when you arrive at the airport or your accommodation, you discover that your money vanished into thin air. The UK's Action Fraud Organisation, part of the City of London Police, reports that travel fraud is at its highest level ever, costing UK victims £7 million, an average of £1,380 each. In America in 2018, accommodation booking fraud cost people more than $5.7 billion. The financial impact can be significant because many victims struggle to recover any of their money lost. This is because most fraud happens when people pay by bank transfer or with a money wire or currency transfer service where the money is rarely recoverable. Today on our interview segment, we will be talking about travel agency scam in Nigeria, and Golden Onwura is standing with our guest to take us through the topic of the day. Over to you, Golden.
Hello and welcome to the interview segment of The Eagle. I am Golden Onwura. Today we'll be talking about travel agency scam in Nigeria. To discuss this with me today is the head of Cybercrime Section, Benin Zonal Command of the EFCC, and the person of Oluwakemi Olawoyin. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
From the perspectives of both the traveler and the travel agency, what are the different forms of frauds that characterize Nigeria's travel agencies?
Basically, we've noticed that the major kinds of fraud in the Nigerian travel agencies business is visa fraud, school fees, going to school abroad fraud, basically visa fraud, immigration frauds. Those are the basic kind of frauds we've noticed.
What do you mean by visa fraud?
Okay, visa fraud is when somebody wants to go to, for example, you want to travel to the UK and you need a visa to get there. A lot of people fall into the wrong hands, claiming to be genuine travel agents that can procure these visas for them. And of course, that's never true. And they lose their money, they don't get the visas, and they're on the wrong side. So that's what I mean by visa fraud.
According to reports, the crime is on the increase. What is responsible for this?
Well, from our own research that we've done, as a result of getting a plethora of these complaints, is that we've noticed that a lot of people are desperate to get out of the country for different reasons, greener pastures mainly, and so they fall into all sorts of scams, promising them visas, agents promising that they can procure them visas. They have contacts in the embassies that can, majorly America, Canada, Western Europe, and then they fall into the wrong hands because, of course, what they are saying is not true.
How frequent does EFCC receive complaints or petitions on travel agency frauds?
Oh, of course, all the time, all the time. It's a lot of complaints are on this travel agency fraud. A lot of complaints.
So, how do these frauds affect Nigeria's economy?
Well, it affects Nigerian economy because people part with money. A lot of money is being wasted, going into the hands of fraudsters, and people are not getting when you pay for these services, you don't get it. So a lot of money is just going down the drain in the hands of fraudsters, promising these victims what they can never do, promising them they can procure a visa for them for the US, Canada, Western Europe, when they know they cannot do it. So we just keep on wasting money, and they keep on doing it from time to time. They don't stop. At times, even if you want them, you still find them, they still go and do it. Somebody did it, or they want to do it. So it's just a lot of waste, a lot of waste.
So what methods has the EFCC deployed to curb this crime?
Basically, the method we've deployed is that we keep on, sharing information, getting people to get aware, making people get aware of this fraud, and we tell people what to look for in a genuine travel agency. For example, you must confirm that a genuine travel agent or a genuine travel agency has a physical address. You don't do business with them over the phone. You don't pay them cash. Once you see all those signs, is a red flag that it's fraud. So we keep on warning them about this different. We tell them to go to whatever country you want to go to the government websites. All these countries have government websites whereby you can apply for these visas directly without going through any agent. Because of course, these agents don't even really add much value. They can't get you your visas. All those promises that I can get you your visas are not true. You go to the official country's website, apply for your visa, and if you're qualified, of course they'll issue you the visas. So these are the methods we've taken to warn them, to tell them, look at what you should look for. Anybody can open a website, and then they say they are agents, and then you don't verify, you don't do anything, you just keep on applying, pay your money, just without being conscious that you are being defrauded. So we've warned them, even if somebody gives you a website, verify that it's a genuine website. Or even avoid any of these agents, go to the official country's website and apply for your visas.
So in other words, you do sensitization?
Yes.
So in the course of investigation, what challenges do you face as a body?
Well, the challenges we face are still basically people not refusing to take to this sensitization, because we keep on getting these reports despite our continuous sensitization of how to spot these fake agents or fake travel agencies. But people don't listen, so that's a major challenge. Yeah. People are so desperate to get out of the country. That's what they don't care. They will say, somebody else tried it, somebody else did it. What you are saying, there are other ways. A lot of Nigerians just believe that there's another way. There's another way that you can use to get to do whatever you want to do. So that's basically one of the major challenges we face. Well, my last words on this matter is that please don't just fall victim for anybody promise to get you visa. If you want to get a visa, go to the particular country you are interested in. They have an official website. They have an official page for visa application. You go there, you apply. If you want to use a travel agent, go for the registered ones. The ones that are secured, They are basically registered with IATA, you know, and they are very reliable. But really, you don't even need any travel agent or any travel agency to apply for a visa, because that is the major thing in Nigeria: visa scam. Few holidays scam, but majorly visa scam. Immigration scam too, we see it, but not as much as visa scam. So those are my last word. Please avoid somebody telling you, okay, there's another way. It's not true. It doesn't happen. Avoid somebody telling you that come and pay me cash, meet me somewhere, meet me in an eatery, meet me in one corner without you going to their offices. That's a red flag. Avoid cheap deals. Somebody tell you that you can get a ticket for so amount. It's not true. All these tickets can be verified from whatever flight you want to take. You can go online, you can verify the real cost of the flight. There's nothing like somebody is going to give you a lesser flight than what the company is officially offering. All those things are not real. Don't also be desperate. Desperation leads to people taking advantage of you. So just whatever you want to do, go through the official processes. And if you're qualified, you get it. And if you're not, they tell you, apply next time.
Thank you very much, Oluwakemi. You've heard it. Always go through the right channel. Do not cut corners so that you will not be scammed. That will be all from the interview segment on The Eagle. Over to you, Aisha.
Well, as rightly said by Head Cybercrime Benin Zonal Command of the EFCC, Oluwakemi Oyinko Olawoyin, don't be desperate. Avoid shortcuts. Always go to the official website of the airline, hotel or country you are dealing with for your visas, air ticket or accommodation. And when using a travel agent, go for the registered one to avoid being scammed. Go through official processes and don't cut corners. Investing your resources today for a better tomorrow is what everyone prays for. But as you do, the EFCC want to sound this note of caution. Be careful whom you give your money to invest for you. This is a scam alert. Scammers are on the loose in every part of the country in these hard times. Every day, men and women are being defrauded by those they trust, who use all forms of devious means in the name of investing platforms. Be careful what type of investment scheme you subscribe to. And if you have fallen victim already, just send an email to info@efcc.gov.ng or report any investment scam immediately to the EFCC. And that's how we end today's episode of The Eagle. Do not forget, for matters relating to economic and financial crimes, please send an email to info@efcc.gov.ng. And to speak to our representatives, you can call 0809 3322 644 and follow us on all our social media platforms at Official EFCC. If you see fraud happening, use the EFCC mobile app, The Eagle Eye. Download the app, follow the steps, and report fraud on the go. You can also take pictures of corrupt practices and upload them. My name is Aisha Muhammad. I leave you with these parting words of Albert Einstein that says, "The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them doing without doing anything." So when you see something, say something, and rest assured the EFCC will do something about it. Goodbye. God bless Nigeria. Please stay safe and be kind to one another.